Welcome to the Stan Show, episode number 4. I'm Stan Arthur, and I'm coming to you from my humble abode in Bryson City, North Carolina, where we just love life here. We really do. It's an amazing place to live. I was never somebody who really cared too much for the beach. I don't know why, but man, the first time I went to the mountains when I was 10 years old, I was enraptured. I was in love. Unfortunately, after being here about 10 minutes, I ran my way off of a cliff and ended up in a hospital that's now about 100 yards away from my house. And I was one of the first patients there because it opened up in 1968. And I had to get 32 stitches in my chin. You can't see that now because I have a little beard there, but I did lose a tooth and knocked me for a loop for the entire 2 weeks that we were here on vacation with the family. But that's another story for another day. We love it up here. We absolutely love it. We've been in this house now for about a year. We still haven't been able to close yet due to the rigmarole, but it's coming. It's coming very soon. Our most recent closing date was June 27th, but that has now been put off a couple of weeks due to an issue with the survey and trying to figure out what the county owns and what we're going to own. So anyway, it's all coming, and we're very, very blessed and happy that it's actually coming together. My topic for today, something that you may not want to talk about, hang in there with me, okay? Because it's going to be very beneficial to you. Today we're talking about nasal irrigation. That's right. Nasal irrigation is something I had heard about from those commercials on TV that started a few years ago about Navage. And I thought, well, that's cool. So I did some research into it, and people were like, well, why don't you just get a neti pot and do the thing like that? And I said, I don't know, that looks a little messy to me. And this whole Navage thing looks pretty cool. I didn't do anything about it. When we moved here to North Carolina, we got my granddaughter into daycare with a bunch of other little children. Problem with that is that every other week she comes home with some new virus and she spreads it to all of us and we get sick. And this has been an ongoing thing that was not good at all. I mean, I've been here for just over a year and I've had like 6 head colds, a sinus infection, 2 stomach bugs, and even COVID, which they got over there at the daycare. So I'm sick of being sick. So after a lot of nasal congestion and hearing from people that you need to get yourself some nasal irrigation, it'll make all the difference in the world, I finally did that. I went on to Amazon and I found something that wasn't Navage. It's something that's cost half the price of Navage. It is this, and it has no name. It's just nasal irrigation system, and it's $45 or less than half the price of a Navage, typically on Amazon. So keep that in mind. Then there's pictures here that show you how to use it. It doesn't come with anything other than the device and everything you need to use it. You're going to have to mix up your own solution to put in it, but that's really quick and easy. And it's really, really worth it. Now, why am I saying this? Well, because it works. It absolutely works. When I had a sinus infection about 6 months ago, I said, the heck with it, I'm getting this nasal irrigation thing. The first day I had it, and the first time I tried it, it freaked me out. And I pulled it out like, what's that? What's that? Stuck with it, did it again. Now it's like nothing to me at all. And it goes through this whole side here. It goes through the whole thing in less than 30 seconds. In less than 30 seconds, it's all over. And it takes it from here and it puts it over here, shoots it up one nostril and brings it out the other through suction. The first thing you'll notice when you put it in your nose and press the button is a suction effect. But that soon is replaced by the flow of the liquid, which is just water. Now, don't use tap water, use bottled water, filtered water, use that. And it also takes a teaspoon of salt mixed in with that water. So I just use lukewarm water, not too hot, not too cold, lukewarm water. And then I actually take a salt grinder, and this is not iodized salt. It's not table salt. This is, it's basically from rock salt. And we have a little electric grinder. You tip it over and it automatically grinds it into the water. Well, I know just about what a teaspoon is when I'm doing that. And I just let it go for about 15 seconds. And then I set her down, then mix it all up until the salt is completely dissolved. And I put the top back on. See, this top just twists off, comes off, right? And you can take this little plug out here, fill it up with your solution, put the plug back on. This tube is going to go back through this slot here. Goes in through the slot, and you line it up, and you twist it back, and boom, you're done. You're ready to go. And again, the first time you do it might freak you out a little bit. I've seen people on YouTube doing this and they got like water running out of their mouth and all. I don't know how that happens because that doesn't happen to me. This thing is a lifesaver. My sinus infection cleared up within 3 days with no antibiotics, no doctor's visit, and it drained. I mean, drained. And that was after just 2 uses. I did it one day and I noticed that stuff was starting to come out. And this is that gross sinus infection stuff, you know? And I'm like, this is working. I skipped a day. And then on the 3rd day, I did it again. And the very next day, it just emptied out.
That's disgusting.
It was crazy. So now what I do is when I get that little feeling in the kind of in the soft palate that I know a virus is there, that I'm going to be getting a cold or flu or something, I do this immediately. And then I'll do it again the next day. And guess what? I don't get sick.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
And if I do, it's just really, really mild symptoms. Add from water and salt. Salt kills the virus. And I highly recommend you get one of these and you do it. It's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. $45 plus shipping, the best $45 I have ever spent towards my own personal health. And I hope that you will consider this and give it a shot because it is the best.
Let's do it.
That's it. I look forward to it now. I just do it once a week, whether I have to or not. And then when I feel that little raw feeling on my soft palate, which that's my first sign of getting a cold, then I know it's time to reach for it and go for it. Do it. I would do it every day for 3 days, see how I feel, and maybe do it a 4th day. And again, it takes 30 seconds. After you mix it up, it takes 30 seconds to go through it. And once you get used to it, it's like nothing. You look forward to it. It's like a great feeling. To get that done, breathe freely, just blow your nose really hard afterwards, and it's like, oh, this feels great.
That's just gross.
It's wonderful. I highly recommend that you do it once a day when you're starting to feel like you might be getting sick, and other than that, once a week, just to keep those nasal passages clear. It makes a big difference. Those of you who suffer from like a post-nasal drip, and you can't, especially when you get older, and it just gets hard to clear your throat. Sometimes it's like glue in there, and it just won't, you can't get it out. Go for it. It really makes a difference. Well, I don't want to keep you here any longer talking about my nasal problems. I hope that you get something out of this, and I hope you'll keep watching. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. On Facebook, give me a thumbs up. Leave something in the comments. Tell me about your experience with doing nasal irrigation, or if you have any other procedures that you do to keep yourself from getting sick. It's real hard when you've got a granddaughter who brings home viruses like every other week, but this thing has really helped me cope with all of that. It's a great thing. So leave something in the comments, give me a thumbs up, like, YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and there's going to be a lot more of this coming down the road. So I'm looking forward to episode 5. I appreciate you all being here. Thanks for joining me. I'm Stan Arthur. This is The Stan Show, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.